Hey there, take your hat off to supersize your business. What the heck does that mean? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, also known as Pajama Grandma, on this amazing leap day, 2/29/2020. What a cool day, right? I always love leap year. I get excited about it. It's like getting a whole bonus 24 hours in the month of February. We only get it every 4 years, so it's something to really enjoy and celebrate. At least I do. And it's fun when it lands on a Saturday because then I can get twice as much done. Not really, but it feels like it. So take your hat off to someone. What does it mean? Where does this expression come from? And how the heck can you use it to grow and build and supersize your business? Taking your hat off to someone was a sign of respect and that you admired someone. Back in the middle 1800s, most men wore hats, and when they were walking down the street, they would come upon a lady, usually one that they admired, and they would tip their hat or take their hat off to her to show that, to just show respect and to show admiration. Now, the practice of wearing hats all the time has long since gone by, unless you are a snowboarder like my kids and you wear hats all the time, a gangster, or a baseball player or caps. Lots of people wear caps and hats now, right? But the old days of the fancy felt hats and top hats are pretty much a bygone era. Maybe in bigger cities and different cultures, they still tip their hat, but I'd have to think if I've ever had somebody tip their hat to me. I don't know. Probably not. Unless it was at a fun occasion or at a costume party or something, then yes. So I don't know. But the essence of it means to show respect or to show admiration or gratitude or to look up to somebody, right? To acknowledge them and their status. So how can we use this to grow our business? Well, number one, we can look for role models. We can look for people that have already achieved something that we want for our business in their business, and we can model their behavior. We can use them as a good example of something that we want. I have this secret that I learned a long time ago through trial and error, and not always comfortable trial and error, but the secret was and is to look for something that you admire and respect and look up to in absolutely every single person that you come in contact with. Every person, especially that you have to work with, or every person that you come in contact with. And people on your teams, people you go to school with, people in your neighborhood, people in the moms group or the dads groups, people in the clubs and the churches and the organizations that you belong to. Every other human being, guess what? We are all this eclectic mix of good and bad, and positive and negative attributes and features and values and things. But in each one of us, every single human being, there is something good to find. There is something you can learn from absolutely everyone. And if you look for that, you can work with anybody, you can make anything work. And I learned this lesson, my first job out of college, my first really big, and it wasn't my first big corporate job, it was with a billion-dollar company at the time, and that was a long time ago. Really big company. And my boss, not my direct boss, but my boss's boss, absolutely took a massive dislike to me. I don't know why to this day, really, but she basically hated me and did everything she could to undermine me in that job. And I was there, 5 years, and in order to make that experience work and positive, I had to find and focus on the things that I liked and admired about her in order to survive that experience, right? And to actually learn and grow and enjoy that position, that job. And I did. And it's interesting because years later, I was in a different position with a totally different company in a totally different industry they were a customer of ours in a new company I was working for. And it turned out, we were totally, grown up, different people then. And we admired and got along fine. And I think a lot of why she didn't like me was just what was going on with her and misunderstandings. But, it didn't feel like that at the time. And so I decided somehow that the only way I was going to survive that was if I figured out what I admired and liked about her and then focused on that. And that is a strategy. It's not really a trick. It's a way to look for the good and find the good in every situation, at least the lesson learned. You can say, well, and I can say, I had this terrible business partner, and what the heck was good in that person? I don't think there's a whole lot good in that person, but they did certain things really well. That person was really good at selling and manipulating people on their crooked way of thinking. Now, even as a bad example, we can learn something from people, right? We can learn how we don't want to be. So people are either an example for us or a warning, but everybody has something to teach us, and there is good and something to admire and appreciate in absolutely everyone. All of your employees, all your vendors, all of your people that you come in contact with, just look for that, and that will make it easier to grow and build your business. That wasn't a total aside. So how else can you use admiring and respect to grow and build your business? Well, modeling other people, getting along with other people, finding examples to follow, acknowledging people and appreciating them in all aspects of your business, but especially your customers. Acknowledging their success stories, and sharing those. It increases their status, but it also increases your status because it proves and becomes social proof of how good you are at whatever it is that you do, whatever problem it is that you solve for your ideal customers. If you're a coach, the transformations and the results that you can get for your clients, whatever your role, whatever type of business you have, you're never going to go wrong by highlighting and spotlighting and acknowledging your best customers, the customers, your ideal customers, the people that you love working with. That's how you get more of them, is by highlighting, spotlighting, sharing their stories, acknowledging them. Maybe you create an award or something for your best clients. There's lots of examples of different companies that are doing that, and different ways of doing that. If you want some ideas about that, hit me up in the comments below, because I just got done with a really fun challenge where they had a theme that was fun, and then they had awards for different points that you could earn for participating. Acknowledge people that actually do the work, participate, get the results that they say that they want to get. So that's it today. I would love to know what you think of this expression, what your experience has been with this expression. Share in the comments below if anyone has actually ever taken their hat off to you. I know people have taken their hat off to me. I mean, if I think back to my youth, I'm sure I was in formal situations where people actually wore hats and took their hat off. So that's it. I would love to hear your take your hat off stories, or any ways that you have found to show admiration and appreciation for other people, because I'm always looking for creative ways to let people know how much I admire and appreciate them, and really am thankful for the things that I've learned from them. Have an absolutely amazing leap day, and I will be with you tomorrow with another interesting idiom. What does it mean? Where does it come from? How can you, or how might you be able to apply it to your business? And even if it's not impacting you and you've never heard of it before, because I've come across several of those, I know that if it's been around for hundreds of years, or even since the mid-1800s, it's probably had an impact on somebody that I interact with. All right, have an awesome day.